Hello everyone and welcome to Monday Market Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfeld. Last week, one of our top three things was earnings. Well, you know that's going to continue. Last week we had over 1,400 companies reporting earnings. This week it gets a little lighter, but there still are some very important numbers. We have 632 companies reporting this week, but why that's critical is who is reporting. Out of that, we're looking at some very beaten down sectors reporting. Companies like Macy's, Adidas. You have Simon Property Group, which runs malls. Anybody here want to be a mall owner right now? Probably not so good in Q1 and Q2. You also have Marriott Resorts. Yeah, they're just booming sales right now, aren't they? And Royal Caribbean. Can someone play the theme song to the Titanic right now? Because that one is sinking bad, and their earnings are probably going to be abysmal. Now, that said, this could be one of those pieces where the market starts to look at the negative side of things. We've been shrugging off any negative news, all the FANG stocks reporting and vaulting to all-time highs. But now if some of the laggards really start to pull things down, you may see a little slowdown in that upward trajectory. Let's break this down a little bit further to see what it looks like. This is what's called a sector comparison. And what I've done is I've taken a variety of different market sectors like energy and financials, industrials and retails and technology and plotted those against the S&P 500. And this starts back at January 1st, 2020. You can see that right now up 22% is technology. We all know that's the Amazon, the Microsoft, the Facebook. Those are all like rocking these markets to the upside. The S&P is only up right around 2% right now. And you're thinking, well, if retail sales and retail numbers have been so poor, then why is it that we're seeing such good numbers here for the retail sector? Because that's XRT I've just highlighted in blue. It's up 8.62%. That's because two of the major components of that index are Overstock and Etsy. If you got a second, look up those ticker symbols and you'll be blown away at the movement. It has completely skewed the retail sector ETF. We still have a lot of other companies in here, like Nordstrom's, Ross Stores, JCPenney, Macy's, those companies, Kohl's, all could have very bad numbers coming out here soon, and that's why I brought up earnings as number one. Number two brings us to the unemployment claims. Very interesting chart here. Notice the horizontal line at the bottom. Nothing's really happened with unemployment claims. For the past few years, we average about 250,000 initial claims every week. Not that bad of a number, right? That's still normal. But things really changed once COVID hit. We spiked up over 6 million initial claims. Now, in that period of time, in that little mountain of blue there, 55+ million Americans have lost their jobs. To put it in perspective, there's 160 million Americans working in the workforce. That's 1/3 of our workforce has been unemployed or lost their jobs in that period of time. Now, of course, it's declining here. We see right now we're averaging about 1.18. That's the expectation for our unemployment claims this week. That comes out Thursday. The reason I brought this one up, it's out every week. Why is it different this week? Because on the 31st of July, the assistance from our government, that extra $600 unemployment assistance, goes away. Now, why is that important? Because there are so many Americans who are sitting at home watching reruns of SpongeBob SquarePants thinking, I could stay home and watch TV, or I could go back to work, and I make more staying home. That assistance is almost being detrimental to many of these factors, numbers here, and I think once we remove that from the equation, we'll see this chart change dramatically. Which way? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out on Thursday. Now, the final thing to pay attention to for this week is retail sales. America, we consume, we spend. That's what drives our economy. And if you notice on this chart here, it's been pretty horizontal. No major wild fluctuations. We always have a little bit of percentage growth in retail sales. Oh, but lo and behold, let me introduce something to you called COVID-19, the sci-fi movie of 2020. Boom! Look at that huge drop in retail sales numbers. At one point, we reached below -16%. That means a 16% contraction in spending. And if people don't spend, companies go out of business. Of course, all of a sudden, we saw the pendulum swing to the upside, and we had a retail sales increase of over 17%. Huge numbers. Of course, this is going to be a very important number that comes out on Friday before the market opens, which could set the tone for that weekend trading session and overnight weekend holding. So be very careful. We've got a bunch of stuff happening this week, a lot of earnings. We also have the unemployment initial claims and retail sales. Those are three of the major things you need to look for this Monday Market Must Knows.